Welcome to the show, it's a vibe we create. Favi and Big Mike, we're elevating the state. Scoop Slam Radio, get ready to dive in the ring of knowledge where the real ones thrive. Scoop Slam Radio, we're breaking the mold. Favi and Big Mike, together we're bold.
Hey, welcome everybody to another episode of Scoop Slam Radio right here at Podcast Place in Long Beach, California. I'm your host, Big Mike. How y'all doing tonight? And diagonally across from me, dressed in green, even though St. Patty's Day was Monday.
St. Patrick's Day.
It's okay. Favi, Favi, what's going on, man?
I'm so happy to be here. It took us a minute to get in here because, Solomon's got so much going on, but it gave us a chance to talk about, involving Solomon and some of our wrestling antics or whatever. But we have a super, super special guest today. I'm so happy to get to talk to him because there's a lot to talk about.
Speaking of our special guest, to my direct right, he is the PWA Heavyweight Champion of the world.
Inaugural.
Heavyweight Champion of the world.
Howdy.
The Samoan shooter, AJ Mana. What's going on, AJ?
Howdy. How do you do?
Well, I do good. How are you?
I'm all right.
Hey, man, first
Doing
we just want to say welcome to Podcast Place.
Thank you for having me.
And before we get started, the man on the ones and twos that gets this whole thing going, behind the screen, but up on the screen right now, the man Solomon Grundy.
Yeah.
Solomon, what's going on, man?
I need my own intro music. I got to work that out.
You know what?
Got to put that in my contract.
You need to come out to that doom, doom, doom.
I know, huh?
Doom, doom,
Does he even know who Solomon Grundy is?
I don't, you know what?
That is a world famous wrestler. He was one of the first Americans to get into the lucha libre scene.
Yeah, one. And he was one of the main villains on the Super Friends.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah, he was, wasn't he?
He was a big boy.
Yeah.
He was a big boy.
Well, and also you need to emphasize that not only is he the first inaugural PWA World Heavyweight Championship, he is also, with his tag team partner, the first PWA World Heavyweight Tag Team Cup Champion.
That was a whole lot.
There's a lot. Because the man does a lot.
Yes.
That I won for us.
Uh-oh.
By the way.
Hold on.
Yeah, Vito, I said it. I won that for us. I did that.
I think you ought to keep your tag team partner a little happy because somewhere down
he's very happy.
Somewhere down the future.
Have you seen his belly? He's a very, very happy man.
Somewhere down the future, you guys have to defend this PWA World Cup.
I guess.
No, it's not. I guess you guys have.
Well, can we ask him that? I mean, does he want to defend that PWA World Cup Tag Team Championship, or does he want to defend that belt first?
Well, you know what? If I had a choice, for all the naysayers out there, and those that want to suggest you ain't a real champion unless you've successfully defended your title. Okay, well, so let's start with that. As a fighting champion, I've got no problem defending this here. So we'll start with this.
Well,
and then we'll get to all the other hootenanny later.
Well, Solomon, just for your information, the guest that we had on Saturday, American Punk, that's who the Samoan shooter defeated to win that belt. And that was a knockdown, drag-out fight.
And I missed that. I wanted to go to that, too.
If you remember what Punk said, AJ had to put his feet on the ropes.
No. So, I won this fair and square.
Hey,
I don't care what he had to say. I won this fair and square. I am your PWA champion, and that's all that matters. That's all anyone needs to be concerned about.
Right.
Okay, you're absolutely right.
And also one thing that we overlooked, and I was trying to get it in when we first came in and trying to let Solomon know, not only that, but the picture that was taken by the professional photographer who was at that match where AJ Mana drop-kicked Jimmy.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Won awards. That's how high he got.
Award-winning drop kick.
Yes, I was going to try to see if we could pull that up so the people could see it, but I wasn't able to do it. So the list of accomplishments just continues.
Yes.
They do. So, AJ Mana, this is your life.
Mm-hmm.
Tell us about yourself, man. Tell us about everything that you went through that turned you into who you are today.
For those that are a bit curious and even in some aspects skeptical seemingly about this cowboy getup, gimmick as they like to say, I can't tell you how many times in the span of just the previous 6 months I've heard, "Oh, I love your new gimmick." This ain't a gimmick. And I'm glad you asked me that, because now I can tap into all that hootenanny about a gimmick. This ain't a gimmick. We're talking lineage. It's already understood that wrestling is in my blood. Wrestling is me. It runs through my freaking veins. You know what else runs through these veins? Generations of cowboys. Generations, again, I'll say, generations of cowboys. Okay? This ain't no gimmick. This is me taking on or stepping up to continue on a legacy of my family that dates back, on paper, at least 7 generations.
Damn.
And I can give you the documentation on that, right? So that aspect to debunk all of the other theories about what I'm doing as far as changing my gimmick. Look, AJ Mana is the same yesterday, today, and frickin' forever. AJ Mana is and will always be, and ain't no one gonna take that from me. It don't matter if I got a pair of boots and hat or freaking flip-flops and a freaking ear lava lava.
I know that's right.
I'm Samoan, and I'm a cowboy, and that's all y'all need to know or be concerned about. I am who I am. You don't like it, I don't care.
But for the people that are watching us, and of course Solomon, because I know he's not too familiar with the wrestling as well as the Samoan culture, AJ went through a lot, because everybody's saying, well, you're not the typical Samoan. You don't have the long hair and you don't wrestle with the tights and no boots, no shoes and all. But he was always saying, I'm different, man. He goes,
I ain't a
I'm
typical
different.
nothing.
I'm different from that. I'm myself. And then the next thing I know, AJ pulls up in his big rig and a cowboy hat and all that stuff, and he goes, "No, this is me. This is the true me." So how did all that come to fruition from there?
So,
To wrestling with just the trunks, and now to the straight cowboy, getting back to the roots.
just real quick to touch on what is typical or stereotypical.
Yeah, stereotypical.
Little AJ growing up, I'll take you back to about 5-6 years old, South Central Los Angeles, in Compton, California, right there off of Bliss Street, for y'all that are familiar. Little AJ, who was stripped of that lineage that I previously mentioned, little AJ, who was placed in a foster system because the foster system deemed my grandfather's farm to be unsuitable to raise a child, henceforth placing me in the middle of South Central Los Angeles, where they found that to be most suitable. Little AJ listening to freaking Garth Brooks in the ghetto. Little AJ with gray eyes and blonde hair. Did I fit the bill there? Hell no. Right by Paru, where I got packed out. Right? Compton Menace. If you don't know, you better look into it. Him and his boys packed me out at the age of 8, 9 years old, because I didn't fit the bill. I didn't look like how everybody else looked, and I didn't care. Yeah, I was bumping Garth Brooks in the middle of Compton. Nobody liked it, and I didn't give a damn, which leads me to now. I was who I was then. I am who I am now, and I don't give a damn who likes it or not. I'm not here to make friends. I'm here to make a freaking statement. I am not here to appease anyone's idea of who AJ Mana is or should be. I'm here to solidify a legacy.
So is this one gone? This AJ Mana? That's a thing.
Like I said before, always was, is, and forever will be. Doesn't matter what AJ Mana has on his body. AJ Mana is AJ Mana, regardless of what form you see him in.
Well, let's talk about you being a Long Beach boy.
Yeah.
Because this is you. You know what I'm saying? Long Beach Poly. This is where you grew up.
Yep.
So tell us about that.
For those that don't know, you better do your damn homework before you open your mouth about AJ Mana.
Yeah, tell us about being over here in Long Beach and going to Poly and being a part of that family, and then just growing up in this environment.
For those that don't know, and forgive me, I'm a name drop a little bit here, not for clout, because I'll also touch on that. I've been around stars my whole life. I've had stars in my family. We were talking about that just, on the way in here. I'm just finding out the stars that are in my family.
Right.
My blood lineage. Okay? So don't think I'm chasing clout here. Antonio McKee. Okay? I grew up with, I met AJ McKee at a freaking wrestling tournament. He says, hey, if you want to win this tournament, you need to talk to my dad. My dad will help you, right? I was getting my ass handed to me at these wrestling tournaments my freshman year. I linked up with Tone, did his, Warriors Wrestling Challenge.
Yeah, Warriors Wrestling Challenge.
Got the,
they used to call him the sergeant.
They mopped the floor with me that first year. I came back and won the damn belt because I had that freaking determination. So Antonio McKee went to school with Snoop. It just so happened by coincidence that myself, AJ, my brothers, my sisters, my cousins all went to school with his oldest son, Spanky. As I was on my way out of Poly, Spanky was coming in. He was a freshman. Coach Laura, I'll drop your name. Coach Laura, you can verify all this, right? Little skinny ass, 120 pound at the time, AJ, too small to play for you, right, Coach Laura? You remember that, Coach Laura, when you told me that I was too small to play football? Who's small now, Coach Laura? There's no heat between me and you. We talked about that, but he is proud of me, and I'm very proud of him, even though he's working for our rival school. That's fine. Make your money. Make your money, and I'll make mine. But I digress. That's neither here nor there. Case in point being, superstardom has always been right there. I've always been around stars. I've always been around a positive influence, even when I was sitting literally in the midst of the pits of freaking hell, South Central Los Angeles, bouncing around all these different foster homes, all the freaking abuse that I had to endure, being lied to, being told that we'll reunify you with your mother if you just come with us, when all they were doing was ripping me away from my family on the farm, right? I was taking on a legacy of becoming a cowboy at a very young age. That was stripped from me. What was left? Fighting. I had to fight to survive, and by the grace of God, I met the McKees, and they really taught me how to fight, right? Again, bring it back to now. All that I had to endure is what makes AJ Mana today.
Speaking of that, everything that you went through, Solomon, if you have that picture that I sent you, everything that you went through showed me that you have a soft spot for children.
Oh, why y'all got to do that?
Talk about this and talk to us about what this meant to you to do this. It's all right, bro. It's all right. But I just need folks to see the real AJ. You've shown Favi and I who you are. I think it's time people see who you are and what this day meant to you. I remember when you sent me these pictures.
Yeah.
What is it? What does this mean to you?
Perseverance. That day I met a girl there who was telling me that she was a foster kid and she was going through all sorts of abuse and felt like she wasn't understood by nobody. And sorry, y'all.
Hey, it's all good, bro. It's all good.
This little girl had been sexually abused. This little girl, even in the foster homes. And I told her, and the only reason she come up to me and told me anything of the sort is because in the speech that I gave, I mentioned all the foster homes that I was in. I listed them, over 20. And I said, if you don't believe me, I'll give you timeline and location, which I did. And she said, wow, I never met another foster kid or someone who was in the foster system, and all the kids here were called trouble youth, but I could not relate to anybody because nobody here was ever a foster kid. And then she asked me, all that stuff that you went through, how did you manage to stay strong and become this champion? I'm going to pull the curtain back a little bit.
We do it all the time, bro.
This is entertainment. All right? This championship here, it's a prop. This is entertainment. That's not any disrespect. That's no shade to the business. But we're smart. This is 2025. We know this is entertainment. This is sports and entertainment. You want to talk about being a champion? Real champions are those little kids that can go through the freaking absolute hell of living in this maze that they call the inner city. Being a true champion, this orchestration of the ghetto, and we know it's orchestrated. If you can survive that shit, have your wits about yourself, and still be an upstanding citizen, good not only to yourself and your own body, but to others. Have a sense of empathy, a sense of morality. That's a freaking champion. And that's what I told that girl. I ain't no champion. You're a freaking champion. Because you're here under this program, Sheriff's Youth Foundation. The shit that was said to me when I was a kid, that this is for squares. Whenever I was little and I talk about wanting to be in law enforcement or wanting to be in the military, oh, you're a square, you're a square. Well, you wear a belt, you wear a tie. Oh, yeah, I did. Well, you know what? Ain't nothing wrong with being a square. And to the kids out there, you ain't got to sag your freaking trousers below your freaking waistline to be somebody or to be respected. You know how you get your respect? Be different. Be that guy that played Garth Brooks in the middle of Compton and didn't give a damn who thought or said what.
So where's the Sheriff's Youth Foundation located?
That was up near Paramount. Yeah.
But when you do something like this, do you? I don't want to say pressure because that sounds kind of dumb or whatever. But do you kind of feel, hey man, I got to be a role model for these
honestly
kids? So when they see me,
honestly, I was all for it because I remember being in after school youth programs in the ghetto where all they did was have you sit there, shut the hell up until it was time to go home.
Yeah.
I wished that there was somebody that walked through those doors to show me that they gave a damn about me and that there was something that I could actually emulate myself after besides all the BS that goes on. I had nobody to look up to. I had no freaking father figure till a little bit later. I had plenty of father figures, but they didn't come till later. I wish at that age I had somebody step through those freaking doors and show me, hey, you don't have to be some freaking hoodlum like these idiots running around here trying to be cool. It's okay to be different. Just be who you are. That's okay. Nothing wrong with it. I wish somebody had come along. So I said, hell yeah, I'll do it.
But Mike, can you talk a little bit about, we went through a lot with AJ, and he says, well, this is just a belt, but you could tell the people. You and I went back and forth a long time. We said, man, we want to put that belt on
I will
AJ,
clarify.
but we wouldn't have
Let
put
me
it on
clarify
him
real quick.
if he wasn't who
This
he
is
was.
just a belt, but what I'm getting at is this is entertainment. The real fight, this is the real fight. When you're growing up in the freaking ghetto, that's a real fight.
But I believe what Favi's saying is the reason why we said that we were going to put the belt on you is because we knew he got something.
Right.
He got something. He's got something that everybody else doesn't have. You know what I mean? And so it was, the battle was trying to show you that
We believe in
we
him.
believed in you. We saw in you what you got. It was, we need you to see what you got. And so I say right now, you see it because you are totally different than you were before.
Oh yeah.
And
I don't know if that's good or bad.
Yeah.
it's a good thing. It's a good thing. That's one of the main things is we want you to shine. And so we want to put you in a ring with someone that people
With talent, because he can handle that
oh
talent.
shit, he can go.
Well, I've
Right.
kind of been alliterating to that these past few years is, and that's no disrespect to any promotion out there or promoter that I work with or for, but I need some real
Competition.
I need some real competition. You can't keep putting me in front of these booger bears and expecting me to have a 5-star match. It's not going to happen. And people like to say that it doesn't matter. You can dance with a broomstick and have a great, no, that's all cliche hootenanny. That's a bunch of bull. Truth of the matter is you need two well-trained, well-versatile workers in that ring to give you the freaking match that you're looking for. And I have yet to have been given the opportunity to do so. And I'm a little bit jaded about the fact that I'll go to other promotions and I'll watch them put their boys over. I'll watch them put each other over. Hell, even some of them are their own champion, which is besides me. How the hell? You'll never see Vince McMahon. Can I say that now? Yes, I can. I don't give a damn. You never saw Vince McMahon, World Heavyweight Champion of the WWE. Never. No. Probably a hardcore championship at most.
I know what he means.
But you know what I'm getting at.
Promoters who put themselves over. And
They put
the belt on
themselves over and then they put over their friends. No. What's better for business? Get more workers. Get more wrestlers that look like wrestlers, that train like wrestlers, eat like wrestlers, talk like wrestlers, dress like wrestlers, smell like wrestlers, for all you dirty scums in the locker room.
Don't wash your gear. But Mike, can you please?
That's why it's a professional
on this
wrestling
show,
organization.
on this podcast, this is why we always wanted to meet with AJ, because when he won this belt, that put him on another level.
Yeah.
And that's the first thing we said. We want to bring somebody like a Bestia or a Mecha Wolf or somebody like that. But this podcast, putting money into getting a good podcast to put us on another level, and WrestleCon to make that belt legitimate with the legitimate champion.
Exactly. There's a method to the madness.
But back to your point, Favi, you talk about legitimacy, right? And establishing that trajectory in which this vision in which you foresee your organization going, having that match requires that investment.
Right.
That's the hard part, is getting that guy to complement your guy to give you what the hell you're looking for. That therein is an investment.
And I don't think that's going to be that hard, considering we're going to be at WrestleCon.
Right.
So I don't want to divulge too deeply into everything that we're going to be doing down there. But
that's why we talked about it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why we said we want AJ to be our hood ornament.
Oh, yeah.
And just like he said, you have to look like a wrestler. Go to WrestleCon, he's going to have the belt. You know he's going to come dressed to the nines, whether it be in cowboy gear or a three-piece suit or whatever. Because there's a level of professionalism that I think all three of us would like to get to in this business. And there's nobody that talks about that more than AJ.
He wanted to put a suit on. Before anything else, he was like, I want to put a suit on.
Yeah.
I want to put on a suit. I want to be that type of champion.
Because I believe in bringing professionalism back to professional wrestling. Just like I said, make wrestling again. There's a lack of professionalism. There's a lack of cleanliness. There's what's the word I'm looking for? Oh shit. Anyway, there's a lack of professionalism. There is a lack of cleanliness in that freaking locker room with your gear, your asses. There's a lack thereof. There is a lack of wrestling prowess. There's a lack of wrestling IQ. There is a lack of overall wrestling ability in what you call yourself to be as a professional wrestler. It sickens me, and it needs to freaking stop. If you ain't about it, get out. Look at all the old school workers. They were about it, and they carried themselves in a certain manner. If you're not that guy, do not freaking walk through any freaking training facility, because you're wasting your time. You're wasting their time. You're wasting the fans' time that pay their hard-earned money to come see your jabroni ass in there, just making yourself look like a freaking circus clown.
Do you think that guys do this as a hobby?
I was
Yes.
just gonna say that.
Yeah, they've got their 9 to 5s. Hell, most of them's got family at home. They got their 9 to 5. They got their family. And, well, social media done convinced everybody that they truly can be whatever you want to be in life. Just like when your mommy and daddy tell you when you're little, Johnny boy, you can be whatever you. No, you can't. I'm sorry. I'm that father that's going to tell you you cannot be whatever the hell you want to be. No, you can't. And I might sound like a bad guy for that. No, I'm a realist. You cannot be whatever you want to be. You can, however, be what you apply yourself to become through hard work, diligence, education, right? Not just education academically. Educate yourself about the professionalism that you are embarking upon. Educate yourself about that which you say you want to be or do. Educate yourself. And then ask yourself a very serious and concise question. Am I about this, or do I just like it? Am I committed to this, or is it just a little bit of clout that I can post on freaking Instagram?
And not only because I've been doing this for a long time, and not just because he's here, but it's very far and few between somebody like a Samoan shooter or a Samoan cowboy that can get over with the lucha crowd. Because at Lucha Libre Alliance, there's people like Sandy Flores, who's a big fan that always comes to all the shows. They tell me that looks like a wrestler. That's somebody who trains, and that's somebody who actually looks like a wrestler. And even Kayam, who's been in the business for many years, he says, man, I use him because he looks like a wrestler. You know, when you see him, you could tell he trains. He puts time into this or whatever. So with that being said, who would you like to go against? I mean, if, we don't have an unlimited budget, but we're working on because to me, I was thinking, man, if we can get Marty Scurll down to wrestle AJ, that's a dance partner and a half.
Quite frankly,
what about yourself? Who would be the good dance partner to complement the style of AJ?
Quite frankly, I'm a fan of no one. Simply give me someone on my level that can freaking go and we'll have a great match. I don't give a damn who it is, but I'm sick of working with these freaking, they're a joke. I'm sick of working with these ass clowns. Give me somebody that's serious, that looks serious, and that takes this business seriously.
Mike?
Well, speaking of that, there's
Alexander Hammerstone?
There's a young man that you've both been in the ring with that we both, Favi and I, really like, and that's a double E, Eli Emerson.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you worked with him recently at Lucha Libre Alliance, right?
Yes.
He did a double shot because I wrestled him first.
Yes, he did.
And then he ended up being in the 6-man with them.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But the only thing, he's not as big as AJ. He's not in that same level, but he's one who does take it serious and is trying to get there.
Yeah, oh, yeah. I'd say we're not shooting that dude to the top of the ladder. How long has he been in the business?
No.
We're
not
barely getting started. He's barely coming out the gates.
But that paralysis, that type of wrestler.
Right.
Great point. Yeah, I second that.
I think
we need more guys like that.
Yeah.
I think he's got
nowhere on my level though. Let's make that vividly clear.
He's got
great guy, looks great,
yeah.
you know.
But
there's no substitute for experience.
No, and he's got the it factor.
Yeah.
But he's
also got the it factor. There's also a big ass question mark there too on his forehead.
What? There's no substitute.
Kind of like, why are you here? What are you doing here? Like, who are you?
He's making a name for himself.
He ain't made shit to me.
Solomon.
Solomon, we got to get him hip to paying dues because you have to pay your dues. Anybody who doesn't pay dues and gets, because, well, maybe AJ can kind of talk about this too, because, you and I've been around for a long time and it was like a family. We talked about that with Punk and all that. We used to go to dinner afterwards and everybody would hang out. Now it's more like a business.
That's all it is.
I want you to pay me this and that's that, and I'm going to do what I'm going to do, and then that's it.
That's all.
You know what I mean? So, well, what's it going to take? That's what we're Mike and I are trying to.
It's going to take some old school. Take it back, old school. No more taking your booking, showing up when it's damn near curtain time. You done missed call time, right? Because you're fucking off everywhere else. Excuse my language. But you show up and it's damn near curtain time. Match is over. Now you're headed with your crusty ass, smelling like sardines, to the back of the freaking locker room, packing your shit, hopping in your whip, taking off, and then popping up on freaking social media like you're a big damn star. You ain't shit. Y'all know who I'm talking about. And if you feel some type of way about what I said, it's probably you.
We ain't name dropping, so.
Yeah. Stop doing that. Take it back old school.
That's what you feel.
That's what I know.
All right. Solomon.
That's what runs through here.
Just sitting in on this.
Yes, sir.
Give me your opinion on what you've heard tonight.
Well, obviously, I think we're hearing someone who is very passionate about what they do and feels that there are people that surround him that aren't as passionate or don't take it seriously.
And they get a better push.
Yeah.
That's what irks me.
I hear that. And, and we all look to be better. We all look to be challenged. And I think you've got somebody on your hands who wants to be challenged.
Yeah.
And he's going to be challenged.
Yeah. That's why Mike's done what he's done. He didn't have that show in between because he wanted to bring it to another level here in, podcast, doing the podcast here, which is the actual professional podcast,
and
then going to WrestleCon.
Especially in this business. or not just in this, but we'll get specific with it, especially at PWA.
Mm-hmm.
There are a lot that are physically challenged. I challenge myself physically to be prepared for any and everything. But the unfortunate factor is that there are also a handful at PWA that are mentally challenged and are not on my level, and don't you damn dare ever think that you are or ever will be. This shit stays here. Whoever I am to defend this against, this stays round my waist. The very first Samoan cowboy in all of professional wrestling, the Samoan shooter, AJ Mana.
What do you say after that?
Well, here's the thing, because I know you want to get to your video.
Yeah.
And that's going to set him off even more. So I gotta get this in. But Solomon, as a businessman, let me explain this to you, okay? Mike we talk about paying dues. He did 2 shows before AJ Mana became the champion. There was maybe 8 paid at the first show and maybe 12 paid at the second show. Yep. Made absolutely no money, nothing. But we had to get his feet wet in that realm to see what a show's like, to do a budget and all that. And then when he went on to do his show at Metroflex, that was on another level, and it was also on another level monetarily.
Oh yeah.
So this is what we have to take steps. You know, that's what a lot of people don't understand. We started, you know, for a very cheap price to rent a venue, but we only drew 8 people. You know, and we had to keep going. But once we did the first PWA Cup at Metroflex, that place was packed.
Yeah.
And when AJ hit that splash on Jimmy, that place erupted. And you have to keep pushing forward and going up.
Yeah, and the thing is, it's
Jimmy smelled like shit.
Well, man,
okay,
we know.
All right.
If in case you didn't know, Jimmy, you smell like shit, and I don't like you.
Anyway, next, my dad always said, in order to make money, you got to spend money.
Right.
And so Favi and I'd always go back and forth about spending the money in the budget. And, you know, my thing is... Can
you tell Solomon what you go through with me?
Oh, boy.
I'm like, Mike, dude, you can't you can't spend it. But
the thing is this.
The one common denominator was AJ.
Yeah.
Because we knew that's who we wanted for a hood ornament.
Exactly. And the thing is this. We have the right time, the right person to help, to partner up with.
Right.
Because
I am the simplex in one's body that they just can't get rid of.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah.
Help us.
The gift that keeps on giving.
I mean, but can you be honest? I mean, I know you want to get to your video, but with Solomon here and AJ here, we could be honest. How much grief do we get about AJ? They're like, dude, why is he your champ? That dude's reckless. He's and Mike has always said, no, man, that's
reckless.
Oh yeah,
I'm on a war path. If you think that I'm reckless, you ain't seen shit yet.
Mike,
hey.
I'm on a war path. Look at me. I'm on a freaking war path. Reckless? I'm going to wreck all.
Well,
you ain't seen shit.
No, I knew it was going to set him off, but it's just the truth. People,
it is what it is.
Mike gets a lot of guff, and people say, "No,
oh,
if you put him against this guy, it's just going to be a straight shoot." They're going to start. And Mike and I both said, "Look, man, this is Mike's company. This is what he wants." Mike said, "I believe in him. This is what we're doing."
And the reason why I feel the way I feel is I won't go. I'm not going to dive very deeply into the night you won the belt.
No, go on, deep sea diver. Get down there.
Put the aqualung on.
Yeah.
When you won the belt.
Uh-huh.
And you came in and you talked to Favi and I.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
That was your passion.
Oh shit. Here we
go.
See? That's what I said. I'm not gonna dive.
I don't like to get emotional.
But you know what?
All right?
It just shows who you are.
No, that's no one's business.
You're huge.
That was a conversation between us.
That's why I didn't. That's why I didn't want to.
Yeah, that's why we cleared everybody out.
Exactly. That's why I'm not.
And that's why
I'm
we
not,
said what we said.
That's why we said what we said, and that's why.
This damn tissue away from
Yeah,
me.
get over
That's
there.
why
Sorry
you
about
are.
that.
That's why you are who you are to us. Because-
Cowboys don't cry.
Oh,
Damn it.
But with that being said, I know AJ doesn't like death matches.
No.
I know he hates
I think
them.
they're stupid.
I know we talked about that, but it was Little Cholo that asked me, "Did you do a death match with Mr. California?" And I said, "Yeah." And he said, "Well, why did you?" And I said, "You know why? Because people said that I couldn't. That's the only reason I did it." And I took light tubes and all that stuff and barbed wire.
So
back
you
and all
did
that.
it just because someone said that you
I
couldn't.
did it because people thought that I couldn't.
Well,
so I did it.
No.
I don't think that you can be a black woman.
This is true.
You're going to prove me wrong?
I will not prove you
Prove
wrong,
me wrong.
but I'm just saying that's why I did it.
Prove me wrong. Favi, prove me wrong. You said you do things because people tell you that you can't. I don't think that you can be a black woman. Prove me wrong.
But if somebody said like a Minoru Suzuki and they said, AJ, you can't hang with Minoru Suzuki because he's a straight shooter. I'm pretty sure AJ would say, well, let's put him in the ring. And
Kick
we'll
him in
see."
the damn mouth.
Exactly.
Change their mind
Exactly.
real quick.
They're in
So
this,
why don't you prove me wrong like I asked you?
in this business,
Because
that's part of the business. Don't tell AJ he can't do something.
I'm going to
And
prove
don't
you
tell
wrong.
me you
I'm going to
can't
make
do
you
something.
look stupid. I'm going to
that's-
make your grandma look stupid.
Yeah, Solomon,
your
that's
mama,
why a
your
lot of people
papa,
do that.
your whole damn bloodline's going to look real stupid for even procreating jackwagons like yourselves.
Mike, since we're running up against the clock, can you please plug WrestleCon? Because we talked to AJ before we came in here. He's got to come down because we got to bring our champion with the belt.
April 17th through the 20th. Doors open the 17th from 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. We will be at the booth. Then come Friday, I believe it's 9 to 2.
Friday 9 to 2.
9 to 2, Saturday 9
the
to
same,
1.
9. I think it's 9 to 2 also on Saturday.
No, it's both 9 to 1 Friday, 9 to 1 Saturday.
Yeah, so the people can
Yeah, so
go to the
everybody go to
matches.
WrestleMania.
Yeah, so
Um,
it's going to be a lot crammed into there, but we will also be live. We're going to
Yes.
be doing a live broadcast.
Every day.
Hopefully, if Solomon's off that weekend, he can come down because we do have the cornhole boards, and if you can sink 3 cornholes in a row,
Then
You could
if
chop
you can
wherever you-
sink 3 cornholes,
I knew-
Bobby's going to prove me wrong and become a black woman.
I knew when
You're
I said
silly.
cornhole, he was going to say something in there.
Hey, appreciate it, Solomon put it up today.
Yeah, there you go.
There's the dates right there. We're going to be at Westgate
Westgate Hotel.
Westgate Hotel.
So we have 2 tables.
Yes.
One's going to be all PWA. The champ will be at that table. Shirts available.
Yes.
Everything like that. The other table is just going to be a straight live broadcast.
Scoop Slam Radio.
2 years ago, we were there from the time we got there to the time we left doing podcasts. So anybody, independent wrestlers, FSW, Las Vegas, Future Stars of
Yep.
Wrestling.
Y'all
we're all
can
gonna
get
come
it
down
too.
and get on.
All y'all can get it too.
He's going to be in the booth, so if you want to tell
Hey.
him, say something right to his
Run
face,
up.
he'll be there.
You guys, we don't care who you are.
Step up.
You have an invitation to come to the booth.
This is what you're going to see. You walk over to my table. All right. Walk over to my table. Tell you what you're going to see. Come on. I got to do it the right way. This is what you're going to see. Run up, bitch.
You know,
Run up.
I enjoyed this whole show
Right.
and allowing AJ to get loose and to tell.
It's going to be a lot of teeth and jaws and knees and elbows and shoulders and all that loose. I'm going to loosen them all up. You don't want to call me reckless. Like I said, you ain't seen shit. It's going to be a whole lot of shit loose when they cut me loose.
Hey, well, before we get out of here, where are you wrestling this weekend?
That will be the Pomona Derby Room. Did I say it right? Yep, Pomona Derby Room. Knox Pro Entertainment's very own, the Samoan shooter, AJ Mana. Push up. See what I'm talking about.
Do you know who you're wrestling yet? Or
Nope, and it don't matter. I don't care. Because anybody can get it. But I would appreciate a little bit of competition instead of all of these damn jackwagons that I keep having to work with, or even just stomach. It sickens me to see the shit that's out there.
I need you to know that, after this podcast goes up, that my phone's going to be ringing. His phone's going to be ringing.
Oh,
That's fine. They can bitch all they want.
Yeah.
I don't think they're going to be bitching. I think they're going to want a piece.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, let's see who's man enough to step up.
I think they're going to want a piece.
Let's see who's man enough to
They're
step up.
going to want a piece of what? McMuffin?
But Solomon, before we get out of here, do you kind of see why Mike has this podcast, so you can kind of see behind the scenes of what we go through? Because people just see the finished product. They don't see AJ coming in here doing all these little appearances for
You're
the
gonna
kids
see
and stuff like that.
You want a piece? You're gonna get a piece of this shit kicker right here in your kisser. You're gonna get a piece of this shit kicker, right? In your sphincter kisser.
Do you wrestle in boots like that now?
Huh?
Do you wrestle in boots like that now?
Do I? I wrestle in any damn thing that I got on.
Because I was at the last show. I don't remember. I didn't get to see him go out. I don't know.
Hey
'Cause
man,
if he's
stop trying to expose me, dog.
If he's wrestling in
No, I
that,
have my
I don't
jeans.
want no part of that.
I have my jeans and wrestling
Okay.
boots on. But I will. But
He
you
can take one
know,
of those
these are
boots off.
slick. These are dress boots. These
You
here.
can take one of them boots off and pull a Michael Hayes and
Oh
push him in the
yeah,
head with it.
yeah. They get crazy out there.
I don't think anybody wants to go to the hospital with a concussion.
And you could say whatever you want. I know we got to get out of here, whatever. And AJ could say whatever he wants. But when you and I sit down at Local Grind in Long Beach, that's all we talked about.
That's it.
We want to get AJ to the promised land. We know he's harsh. We know he's brash. He can back it up, and that's why he's the champion.
It runs in the family.
Right.
You know what I mean? I'm talking about on your mother's side of the family. It runs in the family.
Yeah.
You have the it.
And folks out there that expect me to sugarcoat everything, that's why your punk asses got diabetes now. I ain't sugarcoating shit for you.
Get us out of here, Mike, before we have to do what do you got, CPR.
Hey, I'm sitting over here laughing.
Yeah.
I can't help it. Hey, you know what? This was a fun episode. We got a chance to sit down with the champ, pick his brain about everything, about his upbringing and how he formed who he is. So we really appreciate you coming.
I really got to
Coming
take a
down.
shit now.
Oh, Jesus. Hey,
Yeah.
Solomon,
Yeah.
appreciate you, bro.
Absolutely.
You know,
And just for the record, Sunday we got Frank Trigg coming, former UFC fighter who fought Matt Hughes.
Serious?
Oh yeah, he's coming on.
That's the
talking about-
homie.
Yeah,
Can I
talking
be
about
here?
absolutely, talking about.
Oh,
fighting.
real shit. Don't lie to me.
No,
Don't
dude,
gaslight me.
You're more than welcome. You're more than welcome.
Don't gaslight me, you black woman.
You're more than welcome to
Hey,
come.
can I
you
be
just
here?
ruined it. You just blew it. You ain't coming nowhere.
Geraldine.
Yeah.
Geraldine.
Hey, Frank, if he don't let me come, I'll reach out to you anyway.
Yeah.
I
But
love
he's
Frank.
coming. He'll be
You
here
know,
Sunday.
Frank.
Next
so
Sunday.
Yes.
in one of my fights, Frank was reffing.
Yes.
And you were there. I got
Right.
screwed. Frank Trigg, of all people, legendary UFC fighter, was pissed because the judges robbed me of that decision. And he held my hand and he said, AJ, you won that fucking fight.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, damn, this is a UFC legend
That's
vouching for me.
That's why we have him coming on, because that man speaks the truth.
Yeah.
And he's been around.
He
for a
won't
long
remember
time.
what the hell I'm talking about.
Well, if
Hey,
you're more than welcome
I
to come,
remember.
but that's going to
Well-
be huge. I don't know if we're going to be able to have maybe Solomon take a sidekick
Oh,
or something. I'm thinking more in the liver, because that kind of Frank can get up there. I can't get up that high, but something, because it's going to be the last show for maybe a minute. So I just want to make
All
sure
right.
Solomon gets
Solomon, sidekick from Frank Trigg or a suplex on nails from me.
perfect.
Okay, on that
Your
note,
choice.
Perfect.
Your choice.
Hey, we appreciate you guys.
Saved by the bell.
Exactly. We appreciate you guys watching the show.
If you do both, Favi becomes a black woman.
Oh my goodness.
Hey, we want you guys to comment on the shows. So when you go to this episode, go in the comments. Let us know what you
can
guys
be
think
anything
about
you
it.
wanna be.
Yes.
And also, give us your ideas. We
don't
want to
judge.
bounce ideas off of Solomon, off of Favi, probably even off of AJ. But
I
don't know,
wouldn't
'cause
give a damn what your idea of AJ
you know what?
is.
That's what
So
I'm
you
talking
might as well
about.
save it. Save the energy. Dude, don't even waste your energy trying to give your opinion of what you think AJ Mana is, because AJ Mana don't give a shit.
Okay, on that note, ladies and gentlemen, we'll see you guys at the next episode. Good night.